You know, just set himself on fire and went up the Edgware Road. Or, of course, you might go to the shops and you might see this.
Man said, yo, that. Man's grabbing everything today, you know.
Yeah, shoplifters. And you're too afraid to step in, just in case they stab you to death. We are now the rape capital of Europe. The UK recorded the highest figure of rapes on the continent last year. We've got the constant threat of radical Islamism, bollards. Bollards everywhere, airport-style security, armed police at Christmas markets. And it's not just in busy city centres, they're out in places like leafy Surrey, just in case the jihadis decide to come to a market town for Christmas. And that is all before we've got to the low-level crime that we see happening every day. Your town or city stinking of cannabis, graffiti everywhere, burglaries, people don't even bother to report because they feel like the police won't bother to attend. I'm sick of people saying that this is all scaremongering, or oh, we're being really dramatic.
Scaremongering, right? Listen, who's up next?
Knife crime are the same people who have said that stop and search is racist. The people who laugh at you for worrying about some illegal immigrants killing and raping people are the same people who go to the refugees' welcome marches. The people who call you Islamophobic for worrying about jihadis or I don't know, the Pakistani rape gangs are the same people who have said there's nothing wrong with mass immigration from Muslim countries. The people who say that you're racist for pointing out Afghans are about 20 times more likely to commit a sex crime, or that Pakistanis and Indians fought each other in Leicester, or that we've got
UK's at the very bottom,
or that we have rampant anti-Semitism on pro-Palestine marches, are the same people who tell us that diversity is our greatest strength. And I tell you what, I am sick of MPs telling us that everything is okay, or it's all isolated incidents, we just need to remain vigilant. They have just put up a new fence around the Houses of Parliament. Look at that. The Prime Minister, the Mayor of London, the Home Secretary...
because they kind of got to get it burnt down. You've got to get 10,000 people have got to turn up there. Besiege it, set it on fire, burn it down, make them all hide under their desks like they were hiding in America when they stormed their president building.
And I have to decide which horrific, violent, often sexual crimes to tell you about, because I can't fit them all into a single show. We shouldn't have to live like this. So I thought
your personal data could be
exposed.
At the fact that the crime, knife crime and violent crime has gone down. It's simply not true. I just don't believe it. And I know it's not true, certainly in London, because this year there were 16,344 knife crimes. Last year there were 15,000.
The government are saying it's the lowest crime we've ever had.
And all the catalogue of horror that you just laid in front of us there is terrifying. You know, Britain is frozen with fear now. You know, we saw what happened this weekend on that train, a place where you're a sitting target for lunatics. You know, there's no escape. You can't get off. There's no escape, no hiding place. But you know, we're living in a country now where we're terrified by the rise of Islamism on our streets. We're terrified by anti-Semitism. We're importing killers and rapists and paedophiles, and we're saying it's for our benefit. We're importing terrorists into this country, and people are terrified to talk about the fear of that, because
you end up with police at your door calling you racist for posting a video.
When we see people
wonder the police can't protect you. They're too busy at people's doors. They're too busy sitting in their police station online. Let's check what's on X.
On social media in the way. By the way, pretty much every example that I just rattled off there, pretty much everyone is like from the last 2 weeks. And there's, I mean, the ginger.
Right, wait till the idiot comes and speaks. Right, the idiot's coming up. Get ready for the idiot, folks. You ready? Here comes the idiot coming.
So, are they wrong for feeling that way?
Right, listen to this.
I think that is because we now have a lot of people, a lot of opportunists who want to whip up fear and fear-monger.
Look at this little puppet. He's gay as well. He's gay, so he doesn't think like a man. He thinks like a woman. man.
Record. London now has
What a
more than
weak-
lowest violent crime rate
weak
of
little
any major
fucking
city in the world.
piece of
Violent
shit
crime
this
has been
cunt is.
falling in Britain since the
Listen,
1990s.
violent
Crime
crime's
in
been
this
falling
country is
since the
similar to
1990s, he
horrendous what we
says.
witnessed at the
What
weekend.
world does
Has
he
been
live on?
falling, and yet people are more scared. And what we saw in recent days was people trying to whip up fear and anger and division, and that does nothing for public safety.
Talking tosh. We've seen film after film after video on social media. Of
That's the
people
whole point.
The wee gay man, the wee gay man's upset.
Murdered, attacked, whatever. That is real, and it's happening on our streets.
But the question,
Carol's speaking generally there, obviously not
Of
about
course,
this.
of course. No, but I mean, let's talk about what happened on Saturday.
No, well, because it's an active case, Carol. I've got to be honest.
I know it is. No, I'm not going to talk about people.
there are 27 per 1 million.
Listen to
per
this
1 million
clown.
trade journeys in this country. There are 27 crimes. Now that won't be any comfort to the people affected by 27 crimes, but some perspective is really important. And I think it is dangerous that people now have the currency of fear and hate and division, and that is scaring
You've been
people.
mugged.
Yes.
I was mugged a couple of years ago.
Yes,
Someone
there you go.
threatened me on the South Bank. I've lived in London for 15 years.
But mugging's all right.
Listen to what it
I
says
would
with
say
Glasgow.
if I lived in New York, or if I lived in Glasgow, or if I lived in Paris, I suspect it would be just as, if not more like.
I think the point is lots of people do live in Glasgow, so to say crimes falling in London is irrelevant to the vast majority of the British population.
So it thinks it's more dangerous in Glasgow than it is in London.
Is we live in a country where people don't feel safe on the streets, people don't feel safe.
Scotland's not had any terrorist attacks lately.
Feel unsafe on public transport because
The immigrants don't want to come to Scotland, they want to stay in London, so just keep them in London, stop sending them up to Scotland.
The figures are falling. What's new is property from scaring people, and that is thanks to social media.
What is new is we're
Thanks to
importing
social media, little gay boy.
thousands of people from different cultures into this country who in their country might be okay to rape kids and to kill women and all the rest of it. It's not what happens here, and yet it is happening on our
The
streets.
threat to Britain.
That is real.
The threat to Britain is not hard-working people coming here to build lives. It is
Hard-working
it is
people.
race-baiting,
All those
race-baiting
doctors
white
and
people.
engineers.
Race-baiting white people who want to stir fear.
Race-baiting white people, he says.
That the bigger danger to Britain, instead of Pakistani
As a race
paedophiles
baiting
who've
white
been parts
people.
of the rape gangs, instead of people who've been, the son of Libyan asylum seekers who blew himself up in
Next
Manchester
people
Arena,
posting online is more dangerous.
Sudanese bloke who stabbed a woman to death in the neck. You think?
I hope somebody
that the
finds
bigger
him in a dark
threat
alley.
And fear for Britain
Is people talking about
with
it.
right-wing people.
Sticks a
on
nice
it.
shiny sharp object into his neck.
Who commit the crimes.
Oh, right.
What is worse is the people that try to generalise that millions of decent, hard-working people that come here to try and fearmonger them. Because what that does, that means that when people leave their houses or go on trains or get public transport, they're creating an unnecessary level of fear. They are making them fear their Asian and their Muslim neighbours. And that is wrong.
I don't think it is necessary. And what people actually want, if you go out and talk to the British people or you read in polling,